Welcome to the Money Hour with host Tina Mitchell and co-host Keelan Harvey. Tina Mitchell, MLO 145420, and Keelan Harvey, MLO 1330075, are licensed loan originators with Highlands Residential Mortgage Limited, NMLS 134871. The views expressed by the speakers on the following program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views of Highlands Residential Mortgage Limited, nor are they necessarily endorsed by Highlands Residential Mortgage Limited. Now, in the studio, local mortgage experts Tina Mitchell and Keelan Harvey.
Welcome to the Money Hour on 1150 AM KKNW, the Friday, January 15th virtual show. Because of COVID, our show is temporarily moved virtually. You can also listen to us on podcast, and you can catch us on air on Saturday at 3 p.m. with a rebroadcast on Sunday at 8 a.m. I am your host, Tina Mitchell, and I am flying solo today. Keelan will not be in studio today, but he will be back next week, bringing in expert advice and inside knowledge on today's events in our local economy and how it can affect your money. If you're hearing our show at a different time or day, you are listening to a rebroadcast. We are here to connect you with the guests that we have on the show, answer any questions that you may have. Please call the show at 1-855-400-1150. Again, that's 1-855-400-1150 or online at themoneyhour.com. And our lineup for today's show, we have John Gabamonte of Oxy Fresh Seattle Carpets, dry in 1 hour. We also have Moondher Dajani of Alumni Agency, How Can Businesses Increase Sales Right Now with Online Marketing? And we have Sari Ibrahim of Financial Asset Protection, Grow Your Wealth Passively regardless of market conditions. Great information and great guest in studio today. For more information on any topics discussed, please call the show at 1-855-400-1150. Again, that's 1-855-400-1150 or online at themoneyhour.com. And today, even without Keelan, we'll still go ahead and start out with a little money chat.
Money.
President-elect John Biden, with purpose of proposing a new $2 trillion stimulus package today. Biden will outline a proposal that will include more direct payments to American families and significant state and local funding. This could cause some turbulence in the bond markets and have a negative impact on mortgage rates. So we'll have to wait to see how it fares out. A survey from Kiplinger showed that a large number of households were forced to tap into their retirement accounts due to the pandemic. Some 31% of households said that they withdrew money from their 401k or other retirement plans, and 27% borrowed from their plans. More than 80% of those borrowing money and of those making withdrawals took more than $25,000, and about a third in each case took out more than $75,000. Many are struggling and don't have a choice. However, those that have a job and equity in their homes would likely be better served long-term using a maybe strategy doing a cash out refinance as opposed to depleting their retirement accounts. The NFIB Small Business Optimism Index dropped 5.5 points in December to 95.9, which is a 7-month low. Most of the categories were lower, with those that expect a better economy falling 24 points to 16. Now, CoreLogic reported that their loan performance insights for the month of October showing that 6.1% of mortgages were 30 days or more delinquent, down from 6.3 last month. Loans 60 to 89 days past due dropped from 0.7% to 0.6%. Loans that are seriously delinquent or 90 days or more decreased from 4.2% to 4.1%. Homes in foreclosure remain stable and very low at 0.3%. We are seeing improvements across all areas of delinquencies. Great news. One foreclosure is, though, too many foreclosures. However, when you factor in homes that are owned free and clear and take a look at all homes, only about 1 in 500 homes has a foreclosure, which is pretty good. Rents are rising 2.3% across the U.S., which is down from 2.4% from the previous month. Many markets are seeing rents rise at a faster pace. However, some of the major cities are seeing sharp declines and dragging down the overall overall figure. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS, reported that there was a loss of 140,000 jobs in December, which was a lot lower than expectations of 65,000 new job creations. The unemployment remained unchanged at 6.7%. However, there has been a lingering misclassification error where people were classified as absent from work for other reasons and not marked as unemployment on temporary layoff when they should have been. Without this error, the unemployment rate would have been 0.6% higher, or 7.3%. The all-in unemployment rate, which includes total unemployment plus all persons marginally attached to the labor force plus total employed part-time for economic reasons, decreased from 12% to 11.7%. The average hourly earnings increased from 4.4% to 5.1% year over year. Average weekly earnings, which we focus on more, rose by 6.3%, up from 5.9%. Weekly earnings measure what people actually take home and shows that this level of income can support much greater levels of appreciation than we are currently seeing without homes being unaffordable. You don't usually use your entire income for your mortgage payment, so this figure does not have to rise at the same pace as appreciation, which is currently around 8% nationwide. The Mortgage Banker Association released their mortgage application data for last week, showing that overall application volume increased by 16.7% to the highest level since March. Refinances were up 20% last week and are 92.5% higher year over year. Purchase volume was up 8% last week and is 9.8% higher than last year. The refinance share of mortgage activities increased from 73.5% to 74.8% of all mortgages. We expect a bounce back after the previous report that covered over the holiday weeks because the MBA historically does a poor job of estimating application volume during a holiday shortened periods. Interest rates increased from 2.86% to 2.88%, which is 99 basis points or 1% lower than this time last year. Now, when quoting average rates, it's always including a fraction of points. And that is your mortgage minutes for today. Coming up next on the Money Hour, carpets dry in 1 hour. John Gabamonte of OxyFresh Seattle, right here at 1150 AM KKNW.
Are you a business owner and need to increase your online presence, sales, and overall business growth? Bring in hundreds of leads with 5 times return on investment while looking amazing online. Here at Illumin Agency, they provide you with the best online solutions to accelerate business growth and increase sales. They are results and data driven. They offer no contracts, so when you succeed, they succeed. They listen to their client's vision and make it a reality with completely customizable and optimized websites, SEO, and social media advertising that are proven to increase sales. Learn more about their partners at illuminagency.com. Sign up for a free strategy call with their team today. For a free website audit and consultation at illuminagency.com. That's ELUMIN agency.com.
Got stains? Get OxyFresh, voted greenest carpet cleaning process in the U.S. by the EPA. OxyFresh is your pet stain and odor removal expert. OxyFresh oxidizes your carpet from base to top, which completely sterilizes your carpet from mold, mildew, and microorganisms. OxyFresh is an all-organic system, so it's safe for children and pets. And better yet, it's dry in 1 hour. Contact OxyFresh today and ask about special holiday pricing. OxyFresh.
Miss a show on KKNW? Check out 1150kknw.com for podcasts of many of our programs. That's 1150kknw.com.
You're listening to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell, and co-host, Keelan Harvey on Alternative Talk AM 1150. Now, back to the show with local mortgage experts, Tina Mitchell and Keelan Harvey.
You are listening to the Money Hour at 11:50 a.m. KKNW, the Friday, January 15th virtual show. Because of COVID, our show is temporarily moved virtually. You can also listen to our show on podcast or catch us on air on Saturday at 3 p.m. with a rebroadcast on Sunday at 8 a.m. I am your host, Tina Mitchell, flying solo as Keelan is taking the week off. It's a great day to talk about money, and that is what the show is all about: how to make money, save money, so you can have a better quality of life for you and your family. If you're hearing our show at a different time or day, you are listening to a rebroadcast. We are here to answer any questions or connect you with the guests that we have on the show today. Please call the show at 1-855-400-1150. Again, that is 1-855-400-1150 or online at themoneyhour.com. And now in studio, we have John Gabamonte of Oxy Fresh Seattle. Carpets dry in 1 hour right here on 11:50 a.m. KKNW. John, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, and a little bit about John. He is owner of Oxy Fresh Seattle and fully promoted Tacoma. John is a disabled vet that served 28 years in the Army and retired from 1st Special Force Group as a Master Sergeant in 2017. He met his wife, Rose, while he was working at the U.S. Embassy Manija. John plans on running with the Bulls in Spain, hopefully in July of 2021. You go, John, and enjoys cooking, hiking, and traveling. Again, John, really excited to share with our listeners about your business. Thank you for your service as well.
Well, thank you.
And so let's go ahead and start out today and share, why did you choose to buy a carpet cleaning company?
Well, when I was transitioning from the military, we had some time off to go to our second career, and I was starting to get a little bored, or better yet, my wife told me to get a job. So I decided, what did I, enjoy doing? Being a single parent for a long time, I found peace and quiet when I cleaned. If my kids would argue, I said, pick up a broom, pick up a vacuum, and they instantly managed to work out the problems without having to involve me. So carpet cleaning is very relaxing to me.
That is, to each their own, right? Because to me, carpet cleaning is not relaxing. I would love to have you come in and clean my carpets. So, when the wife tells you to go get a job, it's nice that you can go get a job doing what you love to do. So that is great. So share why that you decided to choose Oxy Fresh.
Actually, Oxy Fresh was the second carpet cleaning business I looked into. The first one, I went to the trial, and the products gave me a headache within 30 minutes. If I didn't already have my tickets booked to go to Oxy Fresh, I probably would have canceled. But my son and I went down there, and I was able to use the products, no headaches. I really was impressed by the way the product works on the carpets, and that it dries in less than an hour. In addition, they also partnered up with water.org, which helps countries around the world provide running water, for example, wells in the Philippines and in Africa and things like that.
Okay. So, John, can you share a little bit more about the process?
Well, first when we get a customer, we check out the carpet, we inspect the carpet to see what type of the carpet is, wall, residential, commercial, etc. What kind of spots, stains, or any heavy traffic areas, so we know how to best treat it using the brushes and strength of the product, etc. And then we, explain the process to the customer. We then pre-treat the carpet with enzyme spotters, and then we clean the carpet with our Oxy powder or Oxy Fresh Techniques product, which encapsulates the dirt molecules to our brushes, and we pull it out.
And what about that big machine? Talk a little bit about that and how that magic thing works.
Well, I'm 300 pounds. I was in the military. I used to enjoy lifting weights. I'm bigger than my machine. So if I can walk through there, either forward or sideways, our machine can fit in there. There's no hoses, so we can reach above the 4th, 5th floor on apartment complexes. There's no hoses to scuff up the walls. There's no water. Well, there is. We use water, but the water does not soak your carpet, so you don't have to wait 8 hours a day sitting for your carpet dry. Ours dries in an hour because we only we're more efficient with our water. We use about 2 gallons to 4 gallons of water on a 5-bedroom house.
Wow, yeah, because we have our carpet cleaned probably about once a year, and definitely it is not drying in an hour. It seems like it's still wet the next day. So, when I heard that you guys do that, that's really unusual in the industry, right?
Yes. And there's a couple different forms of carpet cleaning. Ours is a standalone machine with brushes. There's another one, hot water extraction. It used to be called steam, which was great for our parents or when probably we were little. But technology has evolved. The hot water extraction does have some good points, but it soaks your carpets. And if you're cleaning them, it can leave mold or mildew. If you have a assisted living home where you have to clean 3 or 4 times a year, you're soaking the carpet for 2-3 days, 4 times a year. That can ruin the subflooring. In addition, if you have a hot water boiler or something flood your carpet, do you really want to clean your carpet with more water?
No.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So, what are other reasons that your clients choose OxyFresh?
One, we had very good Google reviews. I enjoy our machine is quiet enough that we can talk to our customers while we're cleaning. It's actually quieter than a vacuum cleaner, so their babies can sleep.
Mhm.
And I've had great success just getting to know my customers, and that's very, very rewarding. Especially last summer, I cleaned one of Bruce Lee's students, which was
Really?
I grew up idolizing Bruce Lee, so that was pretty cool. And we got to talk, and we talked about 45 minutes after the fact. I cleaned his carpets, but that was really cool.
That makes you almost a superstar too.
No, I'm just happy.
So you clean commercial and residential, correct?
Yes, we do commercial and residential. They're both just a little different. Commercial carpets once, maybe twice a year, depending on how much wear and tear you put on the carpet. But as far as commercial carpets, we're the only carpet cleaning company in the state of Washington. And I've had a few different employees coming from different carpet cleaning companies, tell me this. They're like, yeah, we don't do a maintenance plan. We will do a personalized individual maintenance plan for your carpets for free. And then to identify the high traffic areas, for example, the lobby, going into the elevator where a choke point is, the coming in from the garage. Some of it will be the maintenance plan will include, you may want to get a mat inside, outside. You may want to pressure wash the garage area, right in front of the entrance, to get some of that grease and oil off your feet so it doesn't track all over the carpets. But yeah, that's one of the things we are able to do. Like I said, no hoses, so we don't scuff up the walls. And then you have to clean up after us after we cleaned your carpets.
Yeah. So do you cover all areas? And what is that? What is it typically a minimum price that you would have?
Well, I own OxyFresh Seattle. I bought it in the UW area because that's where my son was going at the time. He's now graduated with no student debt, which is awesome. I own from SeaTac, Bjorn SeaTac, all the way up to Edmonds, Bothell area. So I clean all along there. Usually the minimum price is $80 because we do have to pay franchise fees and everything else. And my employees do have to make a little bit of money. So the minimum we come out for is $80.
Okay. All right. So what are you seeing in your industry? I know that you haven't been hit as hard as some other companies might have, but definitely the pandemic and COVID has impacted your business, correct? I mean,
Yeah.
you think people that are not wanting the carpet cleaner coming in, they're not entertaining, so they don't feel that they have to probably get it done. That whereas, before COVID, there's, you're having people over at your house. So how have you been impacted?
There was a huge impact last January and February, which are usually traditionally slow months because people put Christmas gifts or holiday gifts on the credit card. So January and February was a little slow, but we had a lot of apartment complexes that calls it, and we did very well. And then I think it was about last April where we got hit hard, and we just pretty much maintained from last year. But you're right, a lot of the residential people don't feel comfortable having in the houses. They don't have the extra money to pay on carpet cleaning.
Yeah.
But yeah, for us, we change our masks every client. We get tested. We do all the right things. We do sell sanitizer, which smells like Lysol and pretty much acts like that on your carpets, get all those germs out. And we are very cognizant of the COVID, and like I said, unfortunately, a lot of people are scared and they don't have extra. So that has hurt our business, but we're still out there. We are still cleaning.
Yeah. Anything that you've taken out as a business owner, John, in your industry that you've taken out of COVID, a lesson learned or something you might be taking in that you've implemented new into moving forward into whatever our new normal is going to be?
We were pretty sanitary before. Now, with going forward, we'll probably continue wearing masks in people's homes, even after the pandemic. I think the military said next summer, but we'll probably continue wearing masks year round.
Yeah. And what tip would you have for listeners that of maybe things that they think they should be doing on their carpet, i.e. like a stain that they should not be using? Any secrets of the trade you can share?
Well, I know for example, having a mat near the front door takes off some of the dirt off your shoes. My wife makes me take our shoes off. So not bringing a lot of dirt from the outside inside. I guess as far as spots and stains, having protectant on your carpet, reapplying protectant on your carpet, and we do offer that. That helps reduce the amount of stains on there. Also, vacuuming the carpet, getting all those little dirt act like little shards of glass on a rope. So if you're climbing a mountain, you don't want little shards of glass wearing at that carpet, because then it frays and then it looks like there's a micro shadows and it looks dirtier. So yes, protecting and just continue maintenance of your carpet by cleaning it, vacuuming it.
That makes sense. Well, John, thank you so much for coming in and joining the show. It was great to have you here.
Well, thank you very much.
And coming up next on the Money Hour, how can business increase sales right now with online marketing? We have Moondhar Dajani with Lemon Agency right here on 1150 AM KKNW.
Got stains? Get OxyFresh. Voted greenest carpet cleaning process in the U.S. by the EPA. OxyFresh is your pet stain and odor removal expert. OxyFresh oxidizes your carpet from base to top, which completely sterilizes your carpet from mold, mildew, and microorganisms. OxyFresh is an all-organic system, so it's safe for children and pets. And better yet, it's dry in 1 hour. Contact OxyFresh today and ask about special holiday pricing. OxyFresh.
Broaden your horizons. You'll be amazed at all the topics we cover on Alternative Talk 1150.
You're listening to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell, and co-host, Keelan Harvey on Alternative Talk AM 1150. Now, back to the show with local mortgage experts, Tina Mitchell and Keelan Harvey.
You are listening to the Money Hour on 1150 AM KKNW, the Friday, January 15th virtual show. Because of COVID, our show is temporarily moved virtual. You can also listen to our show on podcast, or you can catch us on air on Saturday at 3 p.m. with a rebroadcast on Sunday at 8 a.m. I am your host, Tina Mitchell, and flying solo today. We are here to help you build a strong financial blueprint 1 week and one show at a time. If you are hearing our show at a different time or day, you are listening to a rebroadcast. We are here to answer any questions or connect you with the guests that we have on the show. Please call the show at 1-855-400-1150. Again, that's 1-855-400-1150 or online at themoneyhour.com. And now in studio, we have Moondhar with Alumni Agency. How can business increase sales right now with online marketing? Right here on 1150 AM KKNW. Moondhar, welcome so much and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, very excited to have a conversation with you. Pronounce your name for my listeners, because I know I didn't pronounce it correctly.
Yeah, so my name is Moondhar Dajani with Illumin Agency.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And a little bit to share is In sales on online marketing expert for Illumin Agency. He is passionate about helping businesses grow and thrive in the digital age through the power of online marketing strategy. He is also obsessed with snowboarding and enjoying the great outdoors of the Pacific Northwest in any way that he can during the season and any season. He is a believer of fitness and enjoys playing soccer, basketball, and other sports to stay on top tip shape for his health, as well as his career as a professional actor and a fitness model. Wow. Now, Keelan's going to be really bummed that he missed you because he is a big soccer guy, almost went kind of pro and but not quite. So an actor and a model.
Yeah, definitely.
That is awesome. You got a little actor model look for our listeners that are watching on our Facebook Live. They'll see that. The ones on radio, they won't get the privilege to see. So let's talk a little bit about your business. What are some free ways to increase sales online right now?
Yeah, sure. So one thing you could do is to claim your business on Yelp and Google, creating a Google My Business. And we recommend updating your photos and saying you're open during COVID, updating your hours, making sure all the information's up to date. Google My Business can actually increase your website traffic by 70%. We also have a free guide that explains how to do this in more detail and some other tips on our website at illuminagency.com. But making sure that your online presence is up to date with the correct hours, relevant photography, showing that you have outdoor dining if you're a restaurant. All those things can really help increase business, especially right now.
Yeah, I was just going to say, especially right now. I mean, that should be a given for companies overall, but now you really have to level yourself up and make sure you're in the most recent accurate information online for sure. So what are some of the best ways to increase sales online during this time?
Well, okay. So while traditional media like radio and billboards still reaches a wide audience, such as this show, another path, for example, like with social media usage has actually gone up 85%, including shopping on social media during COVID. And these habits aren't going to change, right? So with social media use soaring, businesses must give their followers and customers a seamless way to buy, and they need to create engaging content, exciting content, so that they can meet their customers where they are, which is critical. Meeting your customers where they are, that's where the eyeballs are. Getting your business in front of those eyes is extremely critical. And in a recent study actually done with Instagram users, over half, around 54% of the respondents said that they would shop via social media before the pandemic. So, it seems like social media has been an integral part of many consumers' shopping habits for a while. And all your customers have gone digital, so shouldn't your business? Online marketing, it's an optimum strategy to scale your business. Having a strong online presence is really the best way to increase your sales and just to help reach your ideal client. And being able to convert them when they come to your website and convert them into paying customers. So you need to have a cohesive online presence so you can capture these ideal customers and clients across different platforms, and most importantly, collect their data. Collect the data and make sure to use that data to improve, scale, and grow your sales.
Yeah. And I love how you say ideal. I always hear about target marketing. I say perfect marketing. You really want to market for your perfect client, not target people. And, same is ideal, and being able to work with somebody that has the expertise and the ways to adjust in how you're doing your advertising to make sure that you're getting those ideal or perfect clients is critically important. So what services do you offer, and why are they so important, especially now?
So we're a full stack marketing agency, and we provide our partners with basically a one-stop shop online marketing strategy to accelerate their growth. So we're results driven. We focus on getting you your positive ROI, which is the point of marketing.
Yes.
And we accelerate growth by utilizing website development, search engine optimization, social media marketing, social media management, content creation. So that includes like videography, photography, branding, graphic design, as well as app development. We're online more than ever. working from home, attending school from home, catching up with friends via video calls. We're on a video call right now, and on social media. And, as stores and restaurants around the globe shut their doors for months on end, we all headed to the internet to order our essential items online. And this caused unprecedented online order numbers. So it's essential not to get left behind and really use the online space to your business advantage. Because a business with a weak online presence is a sign of a weak business more than ever, especially right now.
And you'll never make it. It's funny with it's just interesting in what's happening so quickly in this time with, Zoom and online and all these things that people were not maximizing. A high percentage were not. I used to go to a local place in Woodinville at a winery, and they always had really great entertainment. And one of my favorite entertainers that was there, obviously there's no entertaining and there's no more hanging out at the winery for dinner, at least not inside. And he did a Zoom concert. He's been doing it. And he says his gratuity is 3 to 4 times higher. He's making more money now than, I was feeling terrible for what he was going through. And so it really turned out, for a benefit. So really getting out there, whatever that looks like for you. And you talk about website. I mean, it's a given that you need to have a website. However, a website is not what it used to be. A website does much more for you, or it should, for your business to be able to thrive, right? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, so online success really starts with a modern website. Your website's the face of your foundation. It's the face and the foundation of your business. So, imagine you're going on a first date, whether you got a date on Tinder or whatever it is, one of these apps. And
I'm 25 years married. I'm not on Tinder.
Well, when you used to go on dates,
there you go.
Even when you're going out with your husband for, you want to, when you're out, you're not going to show up with messy hair, bad breath, outdated clothes. No, you're going to dress impeccably. You want to make a great first impression, and make the best impression you can. And so your website reflects that. It reflects who you are. You want to give off the best first impression. It shows what you do, what you stand for. And, when we actually create websites, we provide a detailed website audit for our partners to make sure that their website is optimized for conversions, and it reflects their business in the best way possible while also cultivating their brand, right? You want to keep that brand relevant. All of this, but the most important part is that you optimize your website for conversions. When somebody gets there, you want them to buy and put it or collect that lead information as quickly as possible.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, if you think of any other branding, whether it's your print that you have, or even with the dialogue that you use, any communication that you're having, your website is at the top of that, because that's where people are going first, as you said, to, check out. And you have to really have an expert that understands how to, position it to where it's easy to navigate through as well, because you go to websites and it's like, oh my gosh, what in the heck do I do? There's all this content. So you really have to have a call to action and make sure that they know exactly what you want them to do when they go to that website, correct?
Exactly. Yeah. It's very important to have the call to action and make sure that there's an objective, an easy objective.
Yes.
Whether it's buttons, colors, it's all very important in getting your customer to actually convert.
Yeah. So absolutely. What are some of the industries that you've worked with, and how have you helped them grow their business?
Sure. So, we work with companies and businesses that are within home services like construction, real estate, painters. We work with health industry as well, like dentists, chiropractors, businesses who are selling their products or services online. So within the e-commerce space, we also work with restaurants, attorneys, auto body, and many more. But, an example, one of our clients, Rachel Good Eats, for example, they were selling ebooks online. They're health and nutrition ebooks. Mm-hmm. We got them 4.7, sometimes even up to 13 times return on investment in some weeks. And so, they were able to scale, put a lot of money into it, but with that return on investment, it just makes sense to just pump more money into your advertisement. So we created Facebook ads, great success. And, that happens with a lot of our clients who just have something they want to sell via e-commerce. For restaurants, for example, Grubhub and Postmates, they have been increasing, the use of those businesses and those services has increased, but it's also really, really hurting the restaurant industry because of the percentage that they take. So when you order something from Uber Eats and you get it delivered, they're going to take a
Yeah.
giant percentage, maybe, 13 to sometimes 25, 30%, which is really hurting restaurants. So what we do, we help restaurants avoid that. We build their website, but also integrate an online ordering to their website so that customers can go directly to their website, order on their website, and then get that, come in for takeout or do delivery through that restaurant, but avoid the entire Uber Eats or Postmates, which is really, really hurting the restaurant industry right now.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're doing some pretty amazing things, especially in the restaurant space where they need you the most. So you mentioned SEO, and let's talk a little bit about how that helps make more money in your business.
Sure. So, let's start with your website. So your website, let's say it's like a Ferrari, right? You worked really hard to earn it. Man, it's beautiful. It looks amazing. You're happy, but you don't want it just sitting in your garage collecting dust. You want to take that Ferrari, take that baby on the road. Want it to go fast. You want people to see it. And so that's what SEO does for your website. SEO, or search engine optimization, is, we call it SEO, is how people will be able to find your business on search engines. And the best, I always tell my clients, the best place to hide a dead body is on the second page of Google. Your business needs to live on that first page, right? Nobody's going to that second page. You want to be on the first page. That's where it's easiest to find. That's where people are going to find you. And I always tell my clients, pull the trigger on SEO yesterday. It is, it's what brings home the bacon at the end of the day for your online presence. It's extremely important to driving traffic to your website, but it also allows your customers to find you when they're searching for you or your service or anything, relevant to your service. Yeah. And it provides you with increased credibility and as an authority in your space because you're so highly ranked. There's a example of a roofing company that we worked with recently. They started SEO and they hired us before, their rainy season. We got them to the first page in around 5 months. It does take time for us to get you on the first page of Google because of the algorithm. But basically, we got them to the first page. And in November in Arizona, it rained for a couple of days. So what did people go do? They went to Google and they looked, I want to fix my roof, leaky roofs, companies that can fix roofs. Their Google, the number of clients that they got from that search, they were able to increase their sales by 40% than the last time it rained. Because they were on that first page, they were easy to find, quick and easy, and they were a trusted choice. So that's one way, you can help really bring in a lot of sales for your business in specific scenarios when people are searching for those things on Google.
Absolutely. And what a great thing to be able to do what you do to help businesses increase by 40% just by really strategically setting their website up for success, their SEO, and putting that marketing plan together. Let's talk a little bit about, I've got a minute left before we go to commercial break. And I would love to know about the cost structure because I'm sure somebody listening is probably asking that question.
Yeah. So our marketing strategy is tailored to your specific needs. So you don't have to pay for services you don't need necessarily. We offer no contracts and a month-to-month subscription so that you can hire us and fire us at will, basically. We do this because we want to offer a stake in your success. When you succeed, we succeed. We keep our relationship going. This gives our customers peace of mind, but we're confident in our services that we know that increasing your marketing strategy, increasing your sales, you're going to want to stick with us. And we also offer free strategy calls and audits of your social media, your website, and SEO to see how, what we can do and develop a good strategy to really get you to grow and grow your sales.
So that's a great call to action. If you're listening, why not call into the show 1-855-400-1150. Again, that's 1-855-400-1150. Get that audit, find out where your site is lacking and what it needs. And then you can have that strategy and decide what that looks like and what it would cost, the investment for getting your website up to maybe where you can get your increase by 40% as well. Thank you so much for coming into the show. It was a privilege to have a conversation with you. And great job that you're doing with your company and helping so many of our local businesses. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys having me. Yeah. You're listening to The Money Hour at 1150 AM KKNW. And coming up next on the show, we have Sari Ibrahim of Financial Asset Protection. Grow your wealth passively, regardless of market conditions, right here on 1150 AM KKNW.
Are you a business owner and need to increase your online presence, sales, and overall business growth? Bring in hundreds of leads with 5 times return on investment while looking amazing online. Here at Illumin Agency, they provide you with the best online solutions to accelerate business growth and increase sales. They are results and data driven. They offer no contracts, so when you succeed, they succeed. They listen to their clients' vision and make it a reality with completely customizable and optimized websites, SEO, and social media advertising that are proven to increase sales. Learn more about their partners at illuminagency.com. Sign up for a free strategy call with their team today. For a free website audit and consultation at illuminagency.com. That's ELUMIN agency.com.
Get your daily dose of variety. Alternative Talk 1150.
You're listening to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell, and co-host, Keelan Harvey on Alternative Talk AM 1150. Now, back to the show with local mortgage experts, Tina Mitchell and Keelan Harvey.
You're listening to The Money Hour at 1150 AM KKNW, the Friday, January 15th virtual show. Because of COVID-19, our show is temporarily moved virtually. You can also listen to us on podcast or on air at 3 p.m. or on a rebroadcast on Sunday at 8 a.m. I am your host, Tina Mitchell. We bring into studio each week the best of the best experts in our local market on everything regarding your money, and we're here to help you in today's economy. And right now in studio, we have Sari Ibrahim of Financial Asset Protection. Grow your wealth passively, regardless of the market conditions. Again, right here on 1150 AM KKNW. Sari, thank you so much for joining the show. Excited to have a conversation with you.
Hi, Tina. Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely. A little bit about Sari has made it a mission to inform as many people as possible on how they can grow wealth regardless of the market conditions while still having liquidity for other investment opportunities. Sari's goals is to show individual business owners and real estate investors how they can leverage their money, take control of their financing terms, and have a predictable and tax-favored retirement plan. Sari graduated with an MBA in 2016 from Keller Graduate School of Management in Chicago and has been in the financial services industry since 2015. He is a member of the Bank on Yourself community. I love that. Always a great topic to talk about because finances are so important because your quality, and that's one of the, the reason for this show is we really want to bring in the best of the best in every expert that has to do with anything regarding money, because that's how you're going to have the best quality of life for you and your family and be able to contribute like you want to your community. So how can someone grow wealth passively regardless of market conditions? That's a statement.
Right. So pretty much it starts with one concept. It's called the infinite banking concept, also known as the bank on yourself concept. And pretty much what this concept is, it's kind of counterintuitive, and a lot of people don't see this coming. It is the utilization of dividend paying whole life insurance. Now, we're not talking about whole life insurance just for the life insurance purpose, but rather for the living benefits, for the cash value benefits, and being able to use this alongside your business, your real estate portfolio, or other investments you have, or even as a savings plan in retirement. The difference between using this strategy and using other conventional strategies is that it is not affected by market conditions. And also it creates guaranteed liquidity regardless of market conditions and regardless of your financial situation. So pretty much we have a whole life insurance policy. You're building up cash value in it. You have dividends and interest. And you also, more importantly, have access to these regardless of your financial situation. You never have to qualify for these loans. The policies are self-collateralized. So pretty much that's what it is. It's using infinite banking pretty much for retirement purposes and within your real estate portfolio or other investments that you have.
Yeah. And I think there's people that are listening today that think, well, you know what, it would have been really nice to actually have my assets protected and not to lose in the down market. So how long has the Bank of Yourself concept been around?
Well, it's based off of whole life insurance companies that have been around for over 160 years. These insurance companies have been paying dividends, interest, death claims, cash values out during that time, regardless of, during the Great Depression, during the 2000 crash, during the 2008 market crash, and even right now through COVID and what happened last year, they're still paying out dividends, interest. They're not affected or hindered by those market conditions. But the bank on yourself concept specifically has been around for the last 20 years. It's more of a modern twist or a modern spin on whole life insurance, because whole life insurance kind of has this negative sense to it where it's kind of a terrible investment. And it could be. It could be a terrible investment if it's not structured properly. This concept isn't in reference to all whole life insurance products across the country. Currently, there's about 1,200 insurance companies, but only 3 of them could use this strategy that will help you grow, save predictable wealth, regardless of market conditions, while also being able to use it within your real estate portfolio or your stock portfolio, or even as a retirement plan if you're a full-time employee. It's not an either or solution. It's not either, I put my money in whole life insurance, or I put it into real estate, or I put it in the stock market. Rather, it's an integrated approach where you could fund the whole life policy, borrow from it, fund your real estate, pay back the loans via real estate profits, and then be able to pretty much recycle the money over and over again. So it's not necessarily meant to replace other types of investments or, HELOCs or other things like that people are already doing within the real estate portfolios. Rather, it's something that we recommend they use it alongside.
Yeah, and we hear all the time, diversify. I mean, you really want to diversify in the different financial pieces that you're investing in, as well as, in real estate. And it's just like in my space in the mortgage business, there is a great product for the right person, and there is a product that is not right for another person. And then there's a great product that could be great for someone, but it's not structured correctly because they're not working with an expert that can navigate them through that process. So important. So let's talk about, how are these policy cash values guaranteed?
Mm-hmm. They are backed in writing through a contract with an insurance company that's been around for 160 years. They've been doing this. And to take it a step further, insurance companies are highly regulated. They're regulated on a state and federal level on what they can do with their funds. And typically about 60 to 80% of their portfolio is in the bond market. And then 20 to 40% is in real estate, either real estate loans, or they give loans to other banks and other financial institutions. So pretty much they're in conservative banking, conservative loans. So the contracts are backed by insurance companies. They've been around, they've been in business for a very long time. And pretty much the way that insurance companies invest, they are not investing in high risk areas. And when there is a market crash, pretty much the insurance company isn't using premium dollars to invest in the stock market. Like if they were doing that, then when there is a market crash, then people's current values in their policies would decrease. Rather, they're investing in places that are not hindered by those. Pretty much insurance companies are really good at protecting wealth and have a proven track record for doing so, even during tough times. So if you do have a whole life policy and you have cash value in it, and then the market is heading south next year or this year even, then you can bet the cash value you have won't be affected by that. In a lot of situations, the cash value will still grow. It will still earn dividends and interest, while markets aren't favorable.
Yeah. So, and it is amazing. I'm really familiar with, and is this tied into the Index UL?
No, it's actually a completely different product.
Okay.
So typically when it comes to cash value life insurance, there's either whole life insurance or the universal life, like Index Universal Life.
Got it. Okay. So can one of these strategies that we're talking about today go alongside other investments for business strategies?
Yeah, absolutely. And we recommend that, definitely. So a business could actually own a whole life insurance policy as an asset on its balance sheet. They could pretty much use that to use the profits or use sales to grow the policy over time, and then be able to borrow from that to invest in marketing, to invest in advertising, to pretty much do different things while being able to recoup that. And I have a lot of clients that ask me, what's the point of doing that? What's the point of building up a whole life policy and then borrowing from that to use for marketing or advertising or different places? Why not just use cash like we've always been doing? And the answer to that is, if you, for example, have, $10,000 in a bank account, and then you spend $10,000 in a bank account, how much do you have now in that bank account? You've spent all that money, and then you have to now save up all over again. Rather, if you have, for example, a savings account, like a supercharged savings account that's earning you 5% compound interest every year, and then you want to access that money, instead of pulling out from the principal, you could borrow against it at a lower interest rate from a different source, leveraging your current cash value or your current savings account, meaning that you can still earn compound interest on your money while still being able to use it. So it's not an either or approach. It's not either I save my money or I invest it. It's a combination of both. You can grow it, and then when you want to use it, you borrow against it from a different source, leveraging your current cash value. This is what banks do. This is what insurance companies do. And this is what we help our clients and investors do.
I would say banks are not in the business to hold money. They're in the business to lend money, and they're in the business to leverage what they have so that they can lend more money. Leverage is a really beautiful word as long as you understand what you're doing and you're doing it in a smart and strategic way. So I know that there's some real tax advantages as well using this concept. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. So in all situations, the growth of the cash value in the whole life policy grows tax deferred. So if you're earning dividends and interest in the policy, you don't have to claim these on your tax returns, either in a business or on a personal level. And then in most situations, when you take that money out, you're taking out, it's tax free because you've already paid taxes with that money. So in most situations, for example, you work, you pay taxes on that money, then you deposit it into the whole life policy. It grows tax deferred. And then when you take the money out, it's coming out tax free. And then of course, the life insurance part, I know this is not about the life insurance. It's more about the investing and savings aspect, but still there is a life insurance part to it. There's a death benefit, and the death benefit is tax free.
Yeah. Sounds pretty sweet. So let's talk about, because again, it can't be the right product for everybody. So what would be the ideal person that would utilize a product like this as part of their investment portfolio?
Yeah, it's definitely, I think somebody who is kind of familiar with already investing. They kind of already have a savings habit, and they pretty much have a goal to save for the next 20 years. So if somebody's, 65 and they want to retire at 70, you could still leverage this solution. Definitely. We still have solutions for that. But I think in my opinion, and with the experience I have, it works better with people who have about 20 years to save, because we are dealing with compound interest, and compound interest is always better, yesterday than it is today.
Yes.
It's better, time is the key part of compound interest. So definitely somebody who wants to kind of save. And the good thing about this is there's different funding amounts for different people. So it's not like everybody has to be wealthy in order to use this. You could do this policy. You could use this structure with $200 or $300 a month. You could also use this with $1 million. There's no minimum, really. There's no maximum. And what we always do with all our clients is we do a full, thorough 60 to 90 minute financial analysis where we get to know the client. We get to know their financial situation. What do they do for work? What's their current cash flow, income? What are they doing for retirement? Are they real estate investors? To kind of understand where they're at financially and where they want to go. And then from there, we build out this infinite banking policy, or this bank on yourself type whole life policy, based off of what we uncover in the financial analysis. This helps us give a clear picture, a clear recommendation, instead of just guessing, what would be beneficial for this client. We give a specific recommendation. And then we also do 6-month reviews. So it's not just we stop it with one policy. We do 6-month reviews to test out the cash value, to see how it's measured with their other investments, and to ask, is all of this actually working? Is this heading in the right direction?
Yeah. And there's pretty sweet software that you can use as well to do all the different examples of what it would look like at this time frame and this type of rate. And so it's really nice when you see numbers. I'm in the mortgage industry. I actually own a mortgage software that I created because I love numbers so much. And really that's the key when you're educating and talking with clients. They need to be able to see the numbers, because the numbers are red or green. I mean, it's, so you can really analyze what that's going to look like. So what about geographic area that it's applicable to?
So we work with all 50 states, and about 99% of our clients are virtual. We do everything over Zoom or over the phone. Everything can be signed electronically. So pretty much we don't have any geographic restrictions, except of course, outside of the US. We only work inside of the US in all 50 states.
So a few more minutes here, a couple more minutes with you. And I would love to ask you, what do you see overall with people in finances that they're making the biggest mistake that can cost them a lot of money long-term?
Yeah, I think one major problem right now across the US is that people aren't saving a lot of money. Actually, about 60% of Americans don't even have $1,000 in a bank account. And it's not an income problem, it's a savings problem. And I think it's a savings problem because our money is way too fast. It's too liquid, it's too fast. You have checking, savings account, you have mobile apps, debit cards, credit cards. It's very easy for us to access our money. And then, we have online sales, as already mentioned, online sales are soaring. So it's very easy for people to spend a lot of money online or, even at home. There's no really obstacles around their money. And I think that people need, the solution to that would be to create some obstacles around your money. We need to kind of have financial vehicles in place that would pretty much, for every dollar you earn, you could pretty much put a portion of that somewhere. And then when you want to access it, like for example, in this case, using infinite banking, when you are funding a whole life policy and you're growing the cash value, every time you want to access that money, you would pretty much have to fill out a form and send it to the insurance company, borrow that money out.
Yes.
And then it kind of creates some steps between you and your money. And I think that's smart. You want to do that. Your money is accessible in 3 to 5 business days. It kind of makes you think a little bit more about using your money and what you use it for.
Absolutely. Well, we all know you shouldn't, if you don't have a debit card or use a debit card, or if you don't use a credit card, you're going to have more money.
Mhm.
It's when you're only taking money that you actually have access to, you're going to save a lot more. Well, thank you so much for coming into the show. It was a great having a conversation with you. And again, to all of my guests, thank you so much for being here. It was a great show, great information. For if you're listening to the show, you can call the show at 1-855-400-1150 or go online at themoneyhour.com and I'll get you connected with any of our guests. Thank you so much again for being here.
Tina Mitchell, MLO 145420, and Keelan Harvey, MLO 1330075, are licensed loan originators with Highlands Residential Mortgage Limited, NMLS 134871. The views expressed by the speakers on the preceding program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views of Highlands Residential Mortgage Limited, nor are they necessarily endorsed by Highlands Residential Mortgage Limited.